Hey guys, what's up? It's Yana. Welcome to day 7 of Camp NaNoWriMo, July 2023. Once again, no real vlog because I want to actually focus on writing. This usually happens, it happens every year, where the vlogs are really good at kind of getting me going and getting me excited for the work, but once I'm actually effectively working, they're more of a distraction and just like a chore that I have to do, and they take up too much of my kind of mental energy and time. So I usually at that point, if I'm busy actually writing, I usually switch to like really short updates or chats on different topics. So this is what I'm doing again today. I've actually already worked on all of the projects that I have at the moment today, but one, and that one is the fantasy romance, because I worked on it a little bit more yesterday. The update from yesterday is that I still have not made a decision on whether to have that sex scene in the fantasy romance, but I did end up having a sex scene in my fanfic project, because I guess I was already thinking about intimate scenes, and it actually, in that story, it does fit really well and it does contribute to the story. So I guess that was good practice. Obviously nobody cares about my fanfiction, but that's where we're at. Today I have mostly been focusing on editing my middle grade fantasy. This is actually the same project that I was working on 2 years ago, which is when I last did these vlogs during July, or these videos during July, and I love this project. This project has been with me for way too many years. It really should have been published by this point, but it has also changed a lot over the years. And it's very, very close to being ready to be published, which is really fun because you can really tell the difference between this and stuff that is not so late stage. I ran through the first 10 chapters of it and they were actually solid. I didn't, other than like commas or like a word here and there, I didn't really have much to edit. And even one of those chapters, which was written a couple of years ago when I was doing these vlogs, because I haven't looked at this project I didn't look at it last year, one, because I was too busy, and two, because I needed some distance from it. But one of those chapters that I kind of had it in my head that this is a terrible chapter and there's a huge amount of work on it and oh my god, I don't want to get to that chapter because there's so much to do. I actually went through it and it was fine. Like there was maybe like a paragraph that needed to be rewritten because it could sound better, and maybe I could add another paragraph just because it's a little bit on the short side and it could use a little bit more detail, but other than that it's actually a perfectly readable chapter. So things are a lot better than I thought they were, and you can really see a book there, right, which is really, really great. Unfortunately, that's not necessarily the case with later chapters, because much like Stephen King, I have an issue, well, not so much with endings, but just with like second half to last third of my books. It's just where I struggle a little bit more and I start to rush, which is something that I've seen a lot of other authors do as well, but I kind of did this in my middle grade that I published years ago as well. Reading it now, even reading it then, I mean, I was aware I was doing it. A big part of it is like very, very solid, and towards the end, it's not that it's bad, but it does feel a little bit rushed. Everything, it's just kind of events, and we've kind of reduced the amount of character development or details or those sorts of things. So this is what I need to work on for this book. We'll see from what point, because I thought I'd have to do this much earlier, but again, the first kind of third of it seems fine. So we'll see at what point I hit the moment where I'm like, yeah, okay, my writing is kind of slightly starting to go down in quality from here, and then improve on that. And in general, I'm a very big underwriter. Everything I write tends to be too short. Even at university, I always struggled to make up the word count, as opposed to all of my like friends and colleagues and classmates who are always like, "Oh no, I've written too much. I've written 10 pages more than I should have in this essay." And I'm like, "How did you do that, though? I don't understand." Yeah. But this is what I'm going to keep doing today, and I'll try to get at least like a couple of sentences into the fantasy romance, just so that I know I've updated that project for the day as well. But it's not my focus. I'm just gonna try and work on that middle grade because it's getting really exciting, because I'm kind of, I can see the end. I can see this being a finished book that you can read through, and there is no issues. It could possibly be better, but there's no issues. It's definitely readable all the way through. Right, so that's it from me for today. Thanks if you watched this video. Don't care if you didn't. And if you're here, I will see you in the next one. Bye!